2 weeks ago, we met with Eric Schmidt in this very studio, and he has returned again to tell us what has been going on with the Olympics site, the NBCOlympics.com site. So, Eric, how have you been?
I've been good.
Yeah?
A little sleep deprived, like most of the team, but I'm good.
Actually, if we could, I have a few questions from the viewers.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Great.
So let me just.
I like your card. I like your cards, by the way.
Yes, that's a hint. Okay. The drawing on the back there.
All right.
So if you can guess, why is it U.S. only? Everybody's been asking. What's the real answer?
Yeah. So the real answer is, first of all, that obviously the Olympics aren't U.S. only. The Olympics are worldwide, right?
Yeah.
And the way licensing works is the IOC, the governing body around the Olympics, they license those content rights to content owners and distributors, NBC being one of them, and they're licensed by geographic regions. So people purchase those rights for particular geographic regions. So in this case, NBC purchased the rights for the United States, and then they have to respect those rights because the same person who bought those rights in Canada or in Italy, et cetera, they want to ensure that the content is, being delivered and consumed by the target audience that they were going after. So in this case, NBC owns those rights for the U.S., and people that want to see NBC content in the U.S., they get to see it.
Skipping forward is really fast. That's awesome.
It is awesome. Yes. the little runner, yeah.
He's trying to skip.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've seen that mentioned in the comments everywhere. I mean, online, the Silver Olympics, big discussion online.
Yeah.
And tons of comments. And I have seen a lot of, talking about the quality, and one of the guys noticed how he would skip forward and I mean, I don't know what this is technically, but he explained it as you skip forward, it doesn't give you the full quality, so it can skip forward faster. Is that true, or I mean, how?
Yeah. So the way it works is, if you're looking at non-live content, so obviously you can't fast forward for live events.
Right.
That's the next killer feature. We'll do that in the next version of Phil. You can actually fast forward ahead in live events. But yeah, so for non-live events, the way it works is you can basically drag the scrubber and go to a particular time point, and the Silverlight player will go and grab the appropriate kind of chunk or file that represents that time region, and then render those frames.
Okay.
So that's
and then there's different qualities, right?
Yeah, there's different qualities. There's actually two different types of what I guess you could we refer to them as on-demand streams. So if it's not live, it's going to be in essence on demand.
Right.
And there's a section of content that's single bit rate, so you can still scrub on it, but you're only going to get 1 bit rate for that. And then there's another section of content that's multi-bit rate. So whenever you scrub to a particular point, the Silverlight player will basically look at kind of what's going on with your machine and network and say, oh, I think Atom is capable of rendering 800K or 1.2 megabit or 1.5 megabit.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's more than likely that's probably what that person was seeing as they were scrubbing, we're scaling down. If it was multi-bit rate content, and kind of scale down at first to make sure, well, hey, we don't want to deliver you the heaviest frame first in case you can't, your PC can't play that back.
Where is the full screen mode?
Full screen mode. I love. Can I keep these?
Yeah, I got to get a picture first. But yeah. So
well, this is actually full screen mode here.
Right. Okay.
And I think we talked a little bit about this last time, where full screen is we call this enhanced mode. So we had to make some decisions about video size and quality. So what you're seeing here is in essence the native resolution that we encode at as far as the size.
Okay.
Turns out scaling is, one causes video problems. I mean, you guys are in the video business on Channel 9, so you know what scaling video looks like. You get
quality-wise, native resolution.
So native resolution, native quality. That's kind of one reason why we do this. And the second reason is just kind of the amount of real estate that we were able to use. There's certain contractual requirements from a licensing perspective about how much of the video screen you can actually take up with video versus advertising.
Why did they choose a beta product?
Why did they choose a beta product?
And this one actually reminds me of the end of the last video where we talked about it's it's ready, right? In this sense, right?
Yeah, I think the web model across a bunch of different vendors, in addition to Microsoft, has kind of changed what kind of alpha, beta, RTM really means.
Yeah.
We, in the first version of Silverlight, people were out going live with pre-RTM bits. We had folks at Mix who were going live with product on those builds. Right. And it really came down to a function of, was the product ready for what needed to be accomplished in the application? Could we meet the business needs, in this case of NBC, and really the style of application? Could we meet the business needs of a heavy video-based application that was aggregating content from multiple places and do it in a stable environment?
Right.
And that was the reason why they chose it, because we said, okay, we can do all these things. We'll make sure that it's rock solid, both for your particular application, plus the rest of our customers who are also targeting similar experiences, like the Democratic National Convention.
Yeah.
And CBS. CBS went live a couple weeks ago with an application.
Okay.
That was the decision.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that leads us right into the next question.
Yeah.
So, can we expect the same for 2010 Vancouver?
Well, I sure hope so.
Okay.
So the folks in our business development organization, et cetera, folks in MSN who have good marketing relationship with NBC, I'm sure they're having all types of conversations. On the evangelism side, we look at this very pragmatically. Like, if it works and it works well, we're going to go and talk to as many people as possible and try to spread the word and get them to understand what we're doing. And if it's not, we're going to go back and fix it, and we're going to make it right. So I'd be more than happy to take on 2010 or any other major sporting event.
So you mentioned the DNC. Would you come on the show again and tell us about that when it happens?
Sure. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to come back. In fact, hopefully by that time we'll know who the vice presidential candidate is.
Yes.
So not only can we talk about the experience, but maybe we can talk a little politics.
That'd be great.
Cool.
I'm in for that.
All right, man.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. See you.